Hi, little boo. I'm so glad to see you. I had a long day today. Yes, I did. Were you a good kitty? Oh, looking forward to just relaxing with the baby and playing too. Yeah, my Ford Explorer, which I've shown and mentioned in several previous videos, I'm working on it, things like that, finally went home to be with the Lord, and Henry Ford home, little boo. Yeah. So that's too bad. It's kind of sad because I get attached to things like that, and I've had it since, I think it was, I want to say it was either late 2014 or late 2013. And so I've had it for 10 years. And I think I got it with 160 some thousand miles. And it's had nothing too major wrong with it. A lot of wheel bearings and just stuff you'd expect. Maybe I think the most major thing it's ever needed was a harmonic balancer, which wasn't too bad. But anyway, so this morning, and it had been having some oil pressure issues intermittently, and I fixed it with a sensor. I think it was just a coincidence. And I did a video about that as well. But last night, on the way back from my parents' house, don't you want to play, little boo? No, he wants to go back outside. Oh, little boo. I guess I'll have to continue the story outside with the baby bear. We haven't spent time outside a little bit, huh, little boo? Oh, boy. So, anywho, on the way back from my parents' house yesterday, it was late afternoon, early evening, the oil pressure light went to 0. And those are basically dummy lights. These days, they mean you either have oil pressure or you don't. I did not have oil pressure. And I was almost home, and I got home, and I stopped the vehicle and turned it off and turned it back on. Oil pressure was fine. So I'm like, okay, maybe a fluke. And it's had bad timing chain problems for a long time. And it was never worth fixing because the repair, you have to pull the engine out. And it far exceeded the cost of the vehicle. So I changed the oil often to help mitigate that. And I knew it was a matter of time. And honestly, I didn't think I'd get even close to what I got now. It's on the odometer over 306,000 miles. And this morning it never had oil pressure, maybe for a few seconds, but I thought maybe it'll clear. And it didn't sound horrible, so I started driving it. And I got maybe a mile or two down the road, and I really started hearing some problems, and I knew there was no way I was going to make it to work. Now, if this ever happens to any normal vehicle, you would just pull over immediately. But this one, 306,000 miles, didn't really care. And I turned around, got back to my driveway, barely. And right now it is parked. So it's kind of nice I'm able to move it around, at least in the driveway. It sounds horrible. Every time I start it, it sounds worse. So it's been a long time coming. No matter what the issue is, you probably would have to take the engine out, and it's not worth it. And there's other problems with the vehicle too. So that thing is going to be recycled. And this time of year, it happens to be warm today. So I was able to get my Ranger out, which is nice. Ranger's not a long-term vehicle in the winter, so I'm gonna have to, at least mine, so I'm gonna have to figure out something else in the meantime. But the Explorer had a good run. I'm sure we'll do other videos on it. It's a little cold this time of year, and I'm actually happen to be really busy with work and stuff. But when things warm up in maybe a month and a half, 2 months, I plan on pulling some parts off the vehicle. I can probably pull $500 worth of parts off of it, and then I'll call a scrapper to pick it up, probably get another few $100 overall, maybe get $1,000 out of it. There's a lot of good parts on it yet that I think would be rehomed pretty well, so I'll advertise those, including, of course, I have brand new, to me, new tires for the winter. So I kept my old wheel and tires, which are all still together, so I'm going to slap those on there before it goes to the scrapyard, little boo. And to add a little bit of insult to injury, and I shouldn't say that, this is a long time coming, so not surprising, it's still a little sad. But anyway, what's funny is yesterday I just topped off the fuel tank, and I happened to use premium too. But hey, I don't know if that's Murphy's Law, but I knew that was going to happen, even thinking back years ago. But I was able to have a really cool road trip with it last June with some friends. Me and 3 friends went up north, Traverse City. And that was kind of nice. So that was like the last hurrah, at least with other people in the Explorer. Many fun memories of that vehicle. So it's sorry to see it go. I did talk to a shop about it, and I'm like, is it even worth towing you guys just to figure out exactly what happened? And their consensus is really isn't. The engine is trashed. It was trashed even before with the timing chains, and it just wasn't worth putting money into it. 306,000 miles, the body's roached out. The frame is showing a lot of age in Michigan, the rust belt. The transmission has had a bad light for over a year. It still works, which is interesting. What's he doing? What a little dainty walk. But yeah, I got a full tank of gas. I'm going to figure out how to siphon it out. The easiest way that I think I can do it. It's hard to siphon gas now because of anti-theft things, but there's ways to rig up a hose using the fuel pump. So even with the dead engine, I can get the gas out of it, at least most of it. But yeah, so that's what happened today. Looking at other vehicles, I really would like a 2010 Explorer with the V8. But in order to do it right, you'd probably want to source them from the south in the United States, so I'd have to fly somewhere and drive it back. I don't know if there's risks associated with that, but who knows? I'm kind of open, so I'm trying to do some vehicle shopping and see what we're gonna get. Who knows, little boo? What do you want Daddy to get? What do you want to take you to the vet next time? It's not gonna be Explorer. I would be surprised if it made it a mile if I were to try to drive it now. It's gone. Yeah, I think the shop I talked to said if you wanted to fix it, you pretty much have to remove the engine to service a lot of the parts on that thing. And if you're going to remove the engine, you might as well pop a used one in there. I don't think they make them new anymore. Maybe remanufacture, but they said a ballpark on that is $6,000. For $6,000, I could buy a pretty decent used vehicle in the same realm. So that's putting $6,000 in that would be a terrible idea. And it's far from a collector vehicle. It's a 2005 Ford Explorer that has finally exploded. But it has served me well. Also grateful that I was able to get home. Didn't strand me. That thing it's a workhorse. It's a German engine made in Cologne, Germany. It is Ford, but Ford has a lot of different manufacturers all over the world. Oh, he's using the bathroom. We'll give him his privacy. You take care of a car, it takes care of you. Any vehicle that gets even near 300,000 miles, has served little boo, has served anyone well. So now I'm gonna figure out what to do. So maybe I'll have to do a Las Vegas trip, because Vegas is a very dry, salt, snow-free environment. Now he's burying it. So I thought about maybe turning a vacation into hey, let's buy a vehicle instead of flying back. Let's drive back. That's a long drive. So I'm thinking of that. We'll see. Be interesting, huh, little boo? Yeah. And I'm going to buy definitely something that's used. Probably the newest I would more than likely consider would be a 10-year-old vehicle. Just because I like buying older vehicles. I like older vehicles in general. They're a little simpler, easier to work on for the most part, for me anyway. And I used to manage a fleet, and I will say the quality overall, at least in American vehicles, has gone down substantially. We would have Chevy Silverados, the V6s, blown engines at 100,000 miles. Same with transmissions, and that's unacceptable to me. And it's thousands to replace those. So Explorer served me well, so maybe we'll get another. Well, she'll see. Oh, little boo. Yes, we shall. Are these clean? I can sit down on this, little boo. Oh, are you going to join Daddy on the chair? I'm not going to talk about cars for a little bit, okay? Yeah. Little boo, you going to come over my Daddy? You're really going there, yes. I'm also very thankful that I was able to bring the Ranger out of, I usually store it this time of year, but I needed it to get to work today. And Uber doesn't really run out here. You'd have to wait for a very long time, and even then, they may never come out. Hi, little boo. So look at that. I'm talking about cars again. But the Ranger's rear-wheel drive, doesn't handle in the snow at all. But it's actually really nice out. I'm out here in a t-shirt, like an undershirt. Yeah, I wish it would stay this way until mid-April, but that's not going to happen. No, Michigan. Whoa, he's so fast I can't even keep up with him. In Michigan, you get some interesting weather. Pretty much you get snow and ice until probably mid-April. So, yeah, definitely not going to chance riding around the Ranger. What's your baby looking at over there? He's a blurry kitty. Now he's better. Oh, he's so cute. You don't care about cars, nor should you, little boo. That's nice. You don't have to worry about that. But they break down. Everything returns to the earth, including cars. Oh, a scrapyard. Oh, he's so precious. He's been inside all day. I had to work a little bit late today. That's okay. It's going to be a very busy week. Going to be traveling later. By the time you see this, I'll have been back. And it's not an overnight thing. It's during the day. It's a fun office. It's in Midland, Michigan, which is a very nice area. They keep that city very clean. Downtown, too. It's a very interesting downtown. It's not very busy. It was a little cold when I was there last, but there's a lot of cool stuff there. It's a nice town. It's a place I could live. Yeah. Little boo. There's no easy way to get there from here, though. It's a lot of back roads and things like that. That's right, little boo. You probably want a little time to yourself out here. There she is, her final resting place. I did check the oil. There's clean oil on the dipstick, but it's not making its way through the engine, so it's definitely failing. I'm not going to start it because it's going to disturb probably the neighborhood. It's very loud, but hey, she certainly had a good run. Little baby, would you like some treats for being such a good baby? How'd that hole get my pajama bottoms? Look at him. He's a good kitty, isn't he? Yes, he is. That was a cute little meow. He does all kinds of different meows, don't you, little boo? Oh, yes. 4 treats for the little baby for being such a good boy. Here's the first one. Oh, yes. Would you like another, little boo? Well, good, because I have more. Oh, uh-oh, little baby. Would you like another? Okay, here you go. Whoa. Here's the last one for now. Oh boy, what a good baby. He probably wants to lay down and chill now, don't you? He's probably gonna fall asleep pretty soon. Yeah, he spent probably not quite an hour outside today. Yeah, did you find anything fun out there, little bug? Oh, okay. That's all right. And you just had to get closer to Daddy, huh, little boo? Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for watching. We hope we're doing well. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Or night-night. Yeah, it's almost bedtime.